வணக்கம் என் உயிரினும் மேலான இனிய தமிழ் மக்களே and everyone else who's watching Southern Spice. This is your host RJ Venki with another episode of Southern Spice, the only Tamil program on FM and AM radio in the New York, New Jersey, Connecticut tri-state region on Radio Zindagi 1310 AM, Parsippany 96.7 FM in Edison and 540 AM in New York, New Jersey, Connecticut, all over the place. So apart from the radio frequencies, you can watch Southern Spice on RJ Venki page on Facebook and Southern Spice USA on YouTube every week. So today, as I've been, conducting a series of conversations with high schoolers from across the USA, high achievers who've gone above and beyond just their academics and doing something very different and very impactful. So today, we have a student who is again doing something really, really different from the normal, right? So his name is Raza Noor. Raza was diagnosed with type 1 diabetes as a teenager, a turning point that literally reshaped his life. The early years were marked by challenges, managing blood sugar levels, learning how to use medication correctly, and adapting to an entirely new lifestyle. Over time, Raza developed a deeper awareness of his body, recognizing the signs of high and low blood sugar, right? And began making healthier choices by exploring new foods and lifestyle habits. His journey, though difficult, became one of resilience, basically, and growth. Today, Raza shares his story to empower other teens, reminding them that they're not alone in navigating life with diabetes. So, on that note, ladies and gentlemen, let's put our hands together and welcome Raza to Southern Spice.
Hello, thank you for having me today.
Hey, it's a pleasure to have you, Raza, and you're somebody who's doing something about something, right? You're doing something about a condition that afflicted you, and you just didn't take it lying down. You said, I'm going to do something about it. And it's really a true pleasure to have someone like you. So tell us about yourself, tell us about your background, and how you got here.
So I'm an aspiring physician and a passionate researcher, and I deeply enjoy sciences such as biology and chemistry. And so that's why I decided to go this medical route, kind of. And I also like to explore topics deeply, which is why I deeply enjoyed doing research projects, such as one I did on diabetes and the nervous system. And I really just enjoy being able to go beyond what you're taught in a classroom curriculum to kind of explore your interests a bit more. And I'm also passionate about other things such as content creation, which has been useful with other projects such as T1D teen support.
Okay. So that's very interesting. So you have an initiative called T1D Teen Support. Tell us more about that, and what motivated you to start something at this age.
So I started T1D Teen Support because of my personal experience with type 1 diabetes. So I've conducted research on the topic, as I mentioned previously, and I also have the condition myself. And so I have kind of some experience in this area. And so because of that, I understand the struggles that people face with managing blood sugar levels and everything. And so I figured I could use this experience to help educate others and benefit others' journeys in managing type 1 diabetes.
Okay. So just for the listeners and viewers who may not know what it is, can you explain more about type 1 diabetes and specifically what unique challenges teens can literally face with it?
So that's a great question, because I personally didn't know what type 1 diabetes was, since we don't usually hear about it that much. At least I never really did hear about it. But type 1 diabetes is a condition where the immune system mistakenly attacks this organ in the body called the pancreas. And the pancreas is responsible for producing insulin. Now, what insulin does is that it allows cells to eat. And so in type 1 diabetes, since the body doesn't produce insulin, the body can't get enough energy it needs to function, and it can't absorb energy from the bloodstream. And so this leads to multiple challenges, such as adapting to a new lifestyle. You need to change your diet, your activities, and be prepared for emergencies such as low blood sugars. It can also lead to stress, since sometimes it can be hard to control your blood sugar levels, and sometimes emergencies do happen, making type 1 diabetes potentially mentally strainful as well. And so type 1 diabetes has both this physical and mental impact, especially in teens.
Oh, okay. And I'm sure most people, have a lot of misconceptions, about A, type 1 diabetes, and B, about teenagers, living with and experiencing type 1 diabetes. So what have your experiences been in that space?
So one of the biggest misconceptions that you can see is that it's caused by lifestyle choices. Now, this is
Mhm.
not the case because type 1 diabetes, people don't really know how it began, and scientists are still trying to explore how that happens.
Mm.
And so lifestyle choices play more of a role in type 2 diabetes, actually. Eating certain foods, such as high fatty foods, can cause insulin resistance. And so that's one of the major misconceptions. The other major misconception you usually see is that it only occurs in children and in teens, but actually,
Mm.
diabetes can happen in 40-year-olds and 60-year-olds, etc. And so
Mhm.
it's not limited to teens. And so these are two of the major misconceptions that are prevalent.
Okay. So, what actions did you take in terms of educating others and to combat these kind of misconceptions with your T1D initiative?
So the mission of Type 1 Diabetes Teen Support was to take a more research-oriented path to educating people on T1D.
Mm.
And so in order to combat these misconceptions and educate adults, I made informational webinars on exercise and diet tips. And I used information from credible sources such as the CDC, NIH, and others to help provide them accurate and credible information to educate adults. And I wanted people to better understand their condition and be able to manage it better. And to help this, I also made social media content on Facebook to try and spread more awareness.
Okay. So has it been successful? Can you share one or two, initiatives, programs, or success stories, from your advocacy that you're kind of proud of?
So one successful initiative from T1D Teen Support was the cooking log video I made on a Facebook page.
Say
In
that again. I'm sorry. Cooking,
a cooking log video, a
cooking
cooking
log.
video, yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Mhm.
So in that video, I shared a simple, healthy recipe that pretty much anyone could make to provide a good, healthy, low-carb eating option for people with type 1 diabetes.
Mhm.
And so it's very different from anything else I had made before, and both within Type 1 T1D Teen Support and outside of it. And so it was an interesting and unique experience where I got to expand my skill set to learn how to make this new sort of content. And while there's still room for improvement, I definitely enjoyed making the video and liked how it turned out since it's my first time making that sort of video. And I hope this experience helps me with producing other content in the future.
Okay. Nice. So where can people watch those videos? Is it available online?
Yes, it's available on my Facebook page, T1D Teen Support.
Okay, perfect. So so you also must have faced challenges, right? In trying to raise awareness or support among fellow teens, schools, or in the broader community. So tell us about that if you did face challenges.
There definitely have been some challenges. And so one of the most difficult challenges I encountered was trying to gain traction for the advocacy. Because
Mm.
starting from scratch and aiming for a kind of niche audience, teens with type 1 diabetes, made it hard to gain followers and traction, and that limited the amount of visibility and impact that could be made. And so, in order to combat this, I started the Facebook page I mentioned earlier, so I could reach a wider audience through social media. And so, on the Facebook page, I uploaded posts such as the cooking log and other posts as well. And this has definitely increased the amount of reach that the advocacy has gotten.
Okay, so it's basically helped overcome some of those the doubters and the naysayers. That's good. So all of this that you have done, and you're still what? You're a rising senior in high school.
I'm a senior now.
You're a senior now, yes, of course. Okay, so all of this, the involvement in the advocacy must have also had an impact on you personally in shaping you and changing your personality, your values, so and in your daily life and relationships, there could have been a lot of changes. Yes, has it happened, or how do
Yes,
you see it?
yeah, it's definitely changed my perspectives and values a bit. And so one way that it's done that is by making me more open-minded, because one of the things I learned about through the advocacy was a potential for misdiagnosis of T1D as T2D, or type 1 diabetes as
Type 2 diabetes.
misdiagnosis of type 1 as type 2,
Mm,
especially in adults,
mm,
because usually because it's T1D is usually seen in kids, and so it's not usually diagnosed in adults. And this made me realize that we all have these sorts of biases, and that in order to effectively solve a problem, we need to be able to overcome them. And so I like to approach problems with more of an open mind. And I don't immediately rule out a solution just because it seems a bit real, unless it's already proven that like, this solution will not work at all.
mm.
And so this open-mindedness has really been a major value that I want to carry forward.
Super. And as you carry it forward, you're an aspiring physician. You're going to become a doctor eventually. So how do you see your advocacy for teens with type 1 diabetes shaping how you operate as a physician, how you interact with patients in the future?
So this advocacy has helped me become a bit more empathetic after
Mhm.
having done research on type 1 diabetes and witnessing it myself. I have more of an understanding of how these seemingly simple these seemingly simple conditions can have complex and dangerous results. And so while I may not have the same conditions as my patients, but I do understand that these conditions in the short or long run can have major detrimental impacts on health. And for example, this is seen in type 1 diabetes where high blood sugars cause nerve damage in the long run. And so I relate to the patients a bit more and feel a bit more concerned for them, helping me provide better care.
Okay. So, so you will be going into medicine already with equipped with so much of experience, knowledge, and some kind of understanding of this condition, uh, and obviously that is going to shape your future and hopefully, the future of many teens who are having this condition. So, what advice would you give to, let's say, a fellow teenager who may have just been diagnosed with or is struggling to manage type 1 diabetes in school or socially?
So really, having type 1 diabetes isn't something to be ashamed of. You can't
Mhm.
take control if you get disease or when it onsets or anything about it. So if you're really struggling, you can try reaching out to some of your close friends and you could try and telling them about your condition. And more often than not, they will be empathetic towards you, they will be caring and have concern for you. And so definitely I'd advise to work with your families. If you feel comfortable, work with your friends and just focus on managing your diabetic condition, managing your blood sugars by eating healthy, exercising, and proactively managing your condition. And you can live almost a normal life then.
Nice, nice, excellent. So, one more time for our listeners and viewers, just tell us how they can find you and more resources about this on social media.
So if you want to find me, I have a Facebook page, T1D Teen Support, and then I also have a website, t1dteensupport.com, that you can find on the Facebook page as well.
Terrific, terrific. Very good work, Raza. This is very useful, important, impactful, brilliant. So I wish you the very best in your, quest to become a physician, become a doctor, and address this very problem that you had. And God bless and Godspeed to you. Thank you so much for coming to Southern Spice and talking about it.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm so grateful.
Thanks. It's a pleasure. Take care, and I'll see you sometime soon. Bye bye.
You too. Bye.
All right, so that was Raza Noor from Florida. And this is phenomenal work that he's doing. Please do spread the word and share this video to more of your friends. We don't know who is actually going through type 1 diabetes in their teenage, and this might help. So, on that note, this is RJ Venki taking off for today. It's I'll come back to you with another episode very soon. Thanks for watching and see you soon. Take care.